Everyone here in Footville comes to the post office to pick up their mail, but in the eyes of the FCC, if they don't have home delivery, they don't exist, making them ineligible for this program. The boy's mother tells me the chair was stolen from their garage a few days ago, and since her son wears a body cast, he's been stuck in the house without a way to get around. At 18,000 pounds, this vehicle is pretty intimidating, and Captain Tyler says it'll be used during some of their most dangerous situations. Even though the sun is shining, Rebout says this soil is just too moist for planting. He says it'll wreak havoc on their equipment and could impact the growth of the seeds. Now, it was raining a little bit earlier today, but things are starting to liven up here at the fairgrounds. The sun is shining, the merry-go-round is going. Investigators from the Argyle Fire Department, the Sheriff's Office, and the Division of Criminal Investigation now have the task of sifting through the debris.
And you see that all is black. That whole thing was fire.
Residents of Oak Street in Argyle are trying to wrap their brains around an early morning nightmare that took the lives of 3 children. Lee Zerfla lives across the street. He says the children's father was the first to escape the home.
Got up and finally wandered across the road in shock, and we could hear the mother screaming, "They're trapped, they're trapped." Just scary attack. Hear those screams for a long time.
Argyle's fire chief refused to go on camera, but tells us the call for help came in shortly after 3 Friday morning. Neighbors say the couple, their children, and their 2 dogs have lived there for about 2 years. Lee and his wife witnessed the tragedy unfold from their front yard. He says the flames were contained to the front of the house.
The window popped.
Yeah, I think that's...
It was so intense that the window popped. In the back part there, it didn't look like there was fire back there, and that's where they figured maybe the little girl was sleeping that didn't get hurt. Probably saved her life. Again, the cause of the fire remains under investigation. It's also unclear if there were any working smoke detectors in the home. It's been a lifetime since some Stoughton fans have actually seen their basketball team playing here in Madison. Now, to say that they're excited, that's pretty much an understatement. The athletic director tells me that tickets for the afternoon game sold out in just 30 minutes. Purple pandemonium has taken over Stoughton.
It's been a few years, but a long time coming, and these boys are really prepared.
The Vikings' road to the state basketball tournament began with a surprise send-off rally, followed by a ride through town to receive well wishes from some of their smallest fans at the district's elementary schools.
We're absolutely excited for this representation of our school and our community. These boys have been great ambassadors for the Stoughton community in the entire season, and this is just icing on the cake.
Athletic Director Mel Dowd estimates about 50% of their student body wasn't at school on Friday. 5 buses of supporters, including 3 fan buses, followed the team to Madison.
It's in the water and it's in the air. It's very exciting.
Stoughton native Liz Nelson described the mood around town as surreal.
People are digging through their closets to find appropriate color and wear for the game. So, I mean, it's just very exciting. And all ages, not just young people.
So where's your purple?
My purple's at home. I'm going to put it on for the game.
Main Street was lined with purple and white balloons, and storefronts oozed with Viking pride.
Honestly, I mean, if we get a win, it's going to be like the Super Bowl. These boys have worked hard all season.
7 decades is a long time to wait for an opportunity to hit the hardwood in Madison. Simply making it to the big game makes the Vikings champions.
One thing that we like to say around here, we're one school, one community. We're all Vikings.
Now, unfortunately, the Vikings did fall to Wisconsin Lutheran earlier today, but I can tell you by looking at their roster, about 9 of their 15 players should be coming back next year, so maybe that gives them good odds to come back here next year. That's right. After more than 6 decades of baking, Bob Hiller says he's only semi-retired, and he comes out of retirement a few times a year to cook up some concoctions for charity.
These are Krispies, and they're just delicious.
With $900, Bob Hiller bought his first bakery when he was just 14 years old. At 83, he's still making people happy with his savory sweets, and he's loving every minute of it.
You get ready to sell a product, you meet such beautiful people. I just really enjoy baking, and I travel all over the world putting on bakery shows.
Bob's got a staff of 6 people who help him get everything organized for his big sales. 10% of the proceeds from his 2-day Mother's Day sale are going to the Rock County Humane Society.
The cream puffs and the cookies and eclairs all provide, you know, the microchipping, the spay and neuter surgeries, rabies vaccinations.
Bob bakes up more than 9,000 dozen cookies, and they'll be sold here out of his wagon. So what's the secret to their success? He says it's the ingredients.
From scratch. We used tons of butter and, yeah, no substitutes for anything.
With decades of experience under his belt and a machine that cranks out 36 dozen cookies every 2 minutes, Bob makes baking this many treats look easy. But there's one thing the Cookie Man hasn't quite figured out.
Oh, no, there's no calories in cookies. No, there is, but I can't help it.